What is up, my dudes? Today's episode, I am going over my Trust or Bust 2025 Rookie Running Back Edition. Some guys that I trust, some guys I think that are bust. Going to be talking about Abdul Carter's number situation, what number I think would be best. I think I got a good number selection for you, Abdul, if you are listening. Got some AI Super Bowl predictions I'm going over and a mom draft in honor of Mother's Day. NFL mom draft. Not quite what you think it is. Stick to the end. Everything is time-stamped in the show notes. Check that out, guys. Come in here solo. So trust or bust. I'm going to just dive right into this. You know, a nice little halfback belly dive right up to the middle. Break it down with a couple guys I'm going over with here. I have 4 running backs, and I'm going to jump into everything else. Ashton Jeanty. All right. Right now, running back 4 on Underdog best ball drafts. His ADP is 8.2. Trust or bust here with Genty. I think you got to trust him. Going at 8.2, I think that's great value there in the first round. And all the good wide receivers already gone. I think that's as good as you can get Genty here at the end, mid-end of the first round. Maybe someone doesn't want to trust a rookie running back. This is why I think you should trust a rookie running back, guys. And I know a lot of people were on the Zamir White train last year at this time. How good he was going to be. How good he was in fantasy playoffs. A hero. I got on that train too. But this is why I think Ashton Jeanty is different. Not that he's just different and he's huge draft capital. We got to look at the coach change, guys. Pete Carroll. 2012 through 2023, guys. Pete Carroll for the Seahawks. 3 times was first in the league on run percentage, guys. On plays that he's going to run the ball. That's run or pass. Ran the ball 55% of the time in 2012, 52% of the time in 2013, 51% of the time in 2014, 48% of the time in 15, 52% of the time in 18, which was first, 2019, 46%, which was 6th. And then from 2020 on, he started dropping, but he was 19th, 13th, and then 2023, remember the last time he was with Geno Smith, ran the ball 38% of the time. Yes, he has Geno Smith again, but I think the Raiders spent all this capital. And no, this isn't a Christine Michael or a Thomas Rawls type running back that Pete Carroll has. This is Ashton Jeanty. I would say he's closer to Marshawn Lynch than he is to Christine Michael or Thomas Rawls. He's a rookie. I know he's getting overhyped. I know Raider fans are crazy. Trust me, I understand all your worries, guys. Pete Carroll's different than what they had last year. They are going to establish the run. Yeah, Geno's okay. Brock Bowers is a beast. What if Brock Bowers is like sophomore year Sam Laporta? That's a scary thought. Not enough people. I don't think that's the case, because here's the deal. Sam Laporta has Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had Jamison Williams, David Montgomery, all kinds of guys over there. Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't think there's enough weapons in Vegas, on the football field at least, for Ashton Jeanty and Brock Bowers to both not be good. Brock Bowers is not going to have that sophomore slump. And I was a Brock Bowers hater last year, but Pete Carroll wants to establish the run, and he wants to run the ball. I know, AP was all about running the ball, stuff like that. Maybe if the Raiders had Ashton Jeanty last year, maybe AP's still the coach. Hard to say. But I like what the Raiders are doing here, and that's why I like Ashton Jeanty. Last year, if we look at this, I look at my chart here, guys, for the Raiders, it's totally like PFF. Raiders last season. Guys, if we just look at PFF ratings last year, okay? When it came to run blocking, the the Las Vegas Raiders were 63.5. That was 20th in the NFL in run blocking. Not great, right? Towards the bottom end. But the Baltimore Ravens were 63.6, just 0.1 decimal better than the Raiders. Huge difference when we look at fantasy running backs there. Now let's go to running backs. You know, a running back score. They grade running backs every single play for what they do, everything. Baltimore Ravens were 93.6. So Derrick Henry is that good. And Zamir White and Amir Abdullah were that bad, rated 56.5, dead last for running backs for the Raiders. So if the Raiders can just be the exact same on the offensive line, which I think they're going to be a little bit better, Ashton Jeanty could be easily top 5 running back in the NFL. And I think as running back 4 right now on Underdog, 8.2 ADP, I think if you see him there, you got to take him. There's a handful of guys you would take over him. I don't think anyone's going to be upset if they have Ashton Jeanty. And for that reason, I am trust all in Ashton Jeanty, guys. Big season out of Genty. Let's see how far he can take the Raiders. Next on the list, I have Omarion Hampton. 5'11", 221 pounds. Wild images on X, guys. Absolutely wild. They made him, when he's shaking Harbaugh's hand, he makes him look like a dwarf, a little person, guys. Absolutely wild. Hampton looks like the Predator talking to this guy, like absolutely ginormous. He's 5'11". Harbaugh's taller than that. Don't know if it's camera angles. Don't know if they photoshopped it. Not sure what they did. Running back 15 right now. ADP 44. J.K. Dobbins last year took 64% of the snaps from the Chargers and missed a handful of games. So this is a run-first team over there, guys, that really likes running the ball. And their running back grade was their run blocking grade was 63.4. That was 21st in the NFL. It was a young offensive line. It's only going to get better. Alt is only going to get more dominant. Absolute trust for Hampton. The only concern I have is Najee Harris taking goal line carries. Is it kind of a hot hand approach? I think by after the bye week, schedule gets released later this week on May 14th, so we won't know. After the bye week, Hampton takes over in LA as the running back 1 there, and you'll be very happy you have him. So Hampton, running back 15, ADP 44. Of course, this is on Underdog, our favorite place to play best ball, guys. Head over to Underdog Fantasy, enter promo code DUDES. They'll match you up to $1,000, guys. Head over to Dudes, play a best ball draft. We did a best ball draft on last episode. It was a lot of fun. Go do it yourself, guys. Get a group of guys, whatever. They also got some plays. You can pick the higher, you can pick the lower. Win some moolah here, guys. Baseball, hockey, NHL hockey playoffs are absolutely wild right now. Not sure if anyone besides Jordan watches the NBA, but if you're into that, go over to Underdog Fantasy. They have you covered. All right. Speaking of covered, so Omarion Hampton, I trust him. I'm going with him. At ADP 44, maybe, falls a little bit. I know they just paid Najee Harris. Maybe as the draft, season, we get a little bit closer to draft time, maybe that ADP falls a little bit more. Maybe after training camp, there's a little bit of buzz. He starts jumping up a little bit. But Najee will be getting goal line carries. I think we're getting Omarion Hampton. I think it's good. I'm going with trust. Next running back on the list here, trust or bust, RJ Harvey. Life, death, and running backs out of Denver that everybody is going gaga over online are 3 guarantees in life. People love Broncos running backs, guys. Javonte Williams, everybody loved him. Philip Lindsay, everyone loved him, and rightfully so. He was great. But what are we thinking of RJ Harvey? He's old. Yeah, he's probably older than Seth. Sorry, Seth. And the whole Broncos things, like, what about Estime? He's still there. Jaleel McLaughlin wasn't great. They spent a lot of capital on Audric Estime last year. I know Harvey, they spent some capital on him this year also. But Javonte took 51% of snaps last year, guys. Broncos run blocking was 67.7. That was the 11th best in the NFL, guys. So the opportunity for Javonte to be good was there. He didn't capitalize. Javonte's now in Dallas. It was one of the things that Jerry Jones did that I didn't really like, but I do like that he got George Pickens. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. But Broncos were 11th when it came to run blocking, guys. But when it came to running backs, this is all according to PFF, they were 28th, rated 70.7, guys. So we can't, I still don't know if RJ Harvey's the guy. He's RB 17 right now. He's going 2 spots after Hampton. I like Hampton a lot more. ADP 55.3. So not 2 spots, but 2 position spots later. I got to go with bust, guys. He's 3 years older than Estime. And I think Peyton's hot hand. Bo Nix kind of did it without the running backs last year. I know they want to go with running backs, but a lot of people are acting like he's the guy. I'm just not sold on it yet. Not to say it won't happen, at some point, but I feel like this might be a guy I can get on my waiver wire. So for right now, I am out on RJ Harvey. So I'm going bust. And this is all redraft, guys. This isn't dynasty, but so far, trust and trust. I think that's pretty obvious on Hampton and Genty. Genty, I think, is an absolute freak. Harvey, the age in redraft. I think they spent capital on Estime last year that I don't think that they're willing to just completely go away from him right now. I think they're going to give him a little bit of equal opportunity. They did spend a lot on Harvey, but I'm going to go with let's just size him up here, guys. Here's an good old-fashioned, size off. Is that something guys do? Something guys used to do? I will check that out right now, but we'll just look at them side by side, see who's bigger. Yeah, Estime's 5'11", 227. He's 21. Second-year player out of Notre Dame. And then RJ Harvey is 24, 5'8". So 3 years older. I believe that's what I said. And then Jaleel McLaughlin, 5'7". So I don't know what this is. I don't know if the Broncos, why they keep drafting running backs that look like they should come from the Shire. Not my deal. I'm going to stay with Estime. And I just think that whole backfield's a mess right now. So RJ Harvey, I am going on bust right now for this season. All right. Kaleb Johnson, Steelers. RB25 on Underdog right now. ADP 75.3. Najee Harris last year took 50.6% of the snaps. Steelers PFF grade for run blocking was 81.8. So Steelers run blocking were 9th in the NFL at 81.8. Then when it came to running back performance, and Najee went for 1,000 yards. I know it wasn't pretty, but he did. Running backs, they were 81.8 on running backs as well, so 14th. So this is a good spot for Kaleb Johnson. He didn't fumble last season, and he's a good pass catcher. He went to Iowa, so he's used to playing with no quarterback at all. We don't know who the Steelers quarterback is. Is it Aaron Rodgers, or is he going to go to the Saints? And where's it got you? Can he do better than Najee Harris last year? Is that really what you're wanting to draft a guy for? Absolutely will not kill you. RB25 could be really good. He's dealing with Jaylen Warren. That's a guy that just happens to just be not good enough to not get the ball a lot, but to get the ball when you wish he wouldn't get the ball. Can't stand Jaylen Warren. But Kaleb Johnson, probably on a lot of my teams with that ADP. Really nice. 0 RB guys are going to be drooling over Kaleb Johnson. He's used to playing without a quarterback, being in Iowa. So for that reason, I have to trust him because Pittsburgh's horrible at finding quarterbacks. If it wasn't for Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin wouldn't have a job. I think Ben Roethlisberger is one of the most underrated quarterbacks ever. Give him any coach besides Mike Tomlin. Let's see what he does. Everyone gives, McCarthy a bad look because, Aaron Rodgers carried him to the Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger deserves that type of credit, guys. What Tomlin goes 500 every year. Very cool. He won a Super Bowl, but I think we got to give it the credit to Big Ben. What is Mike Tomlin without Big Ben? He's a mediocre coach. But hey, Pittsburgh, I don't know if they're going to get rid of him. He does just enough. Kaleb Johnson, you're going to get annoyed by Jaylen Warren just like the rest of the fantasy community. I'm sorry. It's just the way it's going to be. You didn't fumble the ball last season. You're a good pass catcher. You're used to not playing with a QB. Pittsburgh's the absolute perfect place for you, man. Color scheme's even the same. Good luck. I'm going to go trust here. And the ADP and the running back 25, I think it's really nice. I know the Jaylen Warren, fanboys will be coming out of the woodwork, come early September. But I think Kaleb Johnson is a good play here. I like him. All right, guys. So that is all I have for trust or bust rookie running backs. We could have talked about Junkins. What are we thinking? I don't trust anything Cleveland does. The guy couldn't even take his phone to the bathroom when he got his phone call at draft day. Huge red flag. So, got a couple free agents left still as well. Guys, reminder, May 14th, NFL's releasing schedule. Be talking about that next week, doing some over-unders on win totals. Number choice for Abdul Carter. He can't be number 1. And he can't be number 11. Both retired by the Giants. Not sure why Phil Simms' jersey's retired, but it is. If you don't know why either, give me a like, give me a sub on YouTube at tffdudes. If you're listening on podcasts, it's probably because I have a face for radio. But if you don't believe me, head over to YouTube, give me a like, give me a sub. Really appreciate it, guys. Perfect number for Abdul Carter. 34. I think that's a solid number. Very underrated number. Walter Payton wore it, and Bo Jackson wore it. I'm sure there's some more 34s I'm thinking of. But when I think of 34, I think of a freak, and I think of someone who is just very strong. I think Abdul Carter, I think that's a really clean number for someone coming off the edge. Why not? No other defensive players really claim that number, at least linebacker and D-end with these new number rules. Not saying I like those, but I think 34. Abdul Carter, why not? Let me know. What number do you guys think he should be? Maybe number 9? What are we thinking here, guys? Let me know. I think 34, absolutely brilliant for a defensive end in the NFL. I think he's got to go for it. Also think it's kind of weird that a rookie should just think that they should ask, hey, can I have your number? Can you unretire it for me? I was really good in college. Seems silly. Don't know why the Titans, I don't know what's weirder, that the Titans unretired Warren Moon's number for Cam Ward, or the fact that they retired his number because he never played for the Titans. Totally different topic. But another topic that I really like is Sleeper's the absolute best place to play fantasy football, guys. Head over to Sleeper. Promo code DUDES100. Match up to 100 bones. Head over to Sleeper. You have dynamic payouts. And it's just a great place to play fantasy football. I've never heard anyone switch and be like, man, can we please go back to Yahoo or CBS? No. Head over to Sleeper, guys. You will not regret it. I promise. All right. Should we jump into this NFL mom draft? I feel like you guys are all really waiting for that. Actually, I got some free agents I think should be signed. Nick Chubb is without a home right now. He's training hard. He's still squatting a ton of weight. He's still jumping through the ceiling in his gym. That can't be good. 3 teams. Steelers. I think that'd be a good spot for him. And if that's the case, I really don't like Kaleb Johnson there. I can't do trust. I got to go bust. This would be a crazy one. Bengals. Let's keep him there in the AFC North where he can just, go after the Cleveland Browns. Do a little scorched earth on him. And then the Chicago Bears. DeAndre Swift, he's horrible on the goal line. Just a little 1-2 punch right there. A little, hi-ya. I think you got to do that right there. So Steelers, Bengals, Bears. I think Bears could be really interesting. Send Nick Chubb to Chicago. Ben Johnson has that little David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs thing going on there with Swift, Nick Chubb. Why not? What are we doing, Chicago? Bring in Nick Chubb. It's a great fit. You got your Sonic and Knuckles right there. Maybe it's more like Tails and Amy Rose. I don't know. You tell me. Gotta watch those Sonic movies, guys. If you haven't seen those, you're missing out. Absolutely missing out. Amari Cooper. Broncos. Sean Payton, bring in Cooper. Give Bo Nix another target. Guy's solid. Not a diva. Great for young receivers. Seahawks. Get someone on the other side of JSN. I like Amari Cooper. And then Patriots. Amari Cooper and Stephon Diggs. I think that's a good duo right there. I really like that duo. All mom draft, guys. Let's dive into this. Feel like I'm going to break some hearts here, guys. So this all mom draft NFL edition. The most frustrating fantasy football players. Guys that drive you crazy, but you keep coming back. These are the players that only a mom could love, guys. That's who's on this list. Frustrating players that only a mom could love. I know you might have been thinking of something else. I'm sorry if you were thinking about something else. This is what I was thinking, though. All right. So here we go here. The NFL mom draft, guys. Your mom all-stars. Not your mom, but your mom all-stars. Happy Mother's Day, guys. That was 2 days ago, probably by the time you're listening to this. This Sunday. Not sure if this come out on Monday or Tuesday. Normally I do stuff on Tuesday. All right. The moms who still wear these jerseys with pride, while the rest of us cry into our fantasy apps. At quarterback, I have Tua. His mom's probably talking to him about a Guardian camp right now while I'm speaking. She definitely sends emails to helmet manufacturers daily. At running back, I have Breece Hall. Not even sure if the Jets like Breece Hall still. His mom tells everyone he was teammates with Brock Purdy. Travis Etienne at our other running back spot. She probably struggles to watch his games. She'd probably rather watch his brother. Wide receiver, I have Deontay Johnson. She's definitely tweeting at trolls right now that he was open, while we all know he probably ran the wrong route. Tyreek Hill, responsible for plenty of new moms. Not sure how many actually love him, though. Chris Olave, his mom's Facebook profile definitely says Ohio State mom. Kyle Pitts, his mom probably has his Madden rating tattooed on her arm. And Justin Tucker, definitely telling all her friends out there it was a huge misunderstanding. Wants Cleveland to sign him because he just needs a change of scenery. Who'd I miss, guys? Honorable mention Zach Wilson. Maybe Carson Wentz belongs in the discussion. Baker Mayfield. It's hard to just find, other guys besides quarterbacks like Gardner Minshew. I feel like, I had someone say Gardner Minshew. I feel like he's more of like a Father's Day, like somebody that dads wish was their son. That might be a good draft, Father's Day draft. Stay tuned for that. All right, ChatGPT predicted the next 50 Super Bowl champions, guys. So they got Bengals in 26, Eagles in 27, Patrick Mahomes returning in 28. Good news, Cowboys fans. If this is true, we only got to wait till 2034. Not sure if Jerry Jones will be there with us, but we'll win for Jerry, guys. 49ers in 33, Jets in 35. Was believing this thing until I saw Jets in 35. Some team called the Archers in 2039 and the Toronto Huskies in 2048. New Mexico City Aztecs in 2051. No way New Mexico's getting a team, guys. ChatGPT, figure yourself out. Paris Revolutionary in 2063. There better not be a team in Paris, guys. ChatGPT, you're drunk. Go home. I'm also getting off now as well, guys. We will see you next week where we'll have our win totals and all that stuff. The gang will be back. I won't be by myself. Let me know how I did, though, guys. Give me a like, give me a sub. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. I've enjoyed this one, guys. Always fun. See you next time. And as always, take care.